this video, we are going to start looking at how you're going to set up your second floor plans. We're going to be adding some levels and infilling the second floor. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and create the rest of our levels. We went ahead and created our second level before we did our stairs so we can make sure that they went to the right height. But we need to modify everything else to make sure that we are at the right height. So we need to create our levels that we have not created yet to make sure everything is set up correctly. So if I go to my Revit file, I go to one of my elevations and I look, my elevation should be set up something like this. We want our roof to actually be at 22 feet. I'm going to come in here and change this to be 22 feet. Now, if I did my exterior walls correctly, all of my walls should now move up once I go ahead and click into that. As you see, they did. We have level 2 at 11 feet. That is correct. We have our first floor at 0 feet, 0 inches where it needs to be. I'm going to change this one to say garage. Typically the garage floor is lower than the main level and we want it to be at -1 foot 2 inches. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to start with my bottom footing and I'm going to change it to -12 feet 9 inches. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the next section. My top of footing I want at a -11 feet 9 inches. And then my basement I want at -11 feet 0 inches. I have all the correct information in here, but some of it I can't really read it. And when it's hard to read or it's not done correctly, it really is worthless information. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to get this line out of the words. So if I click on the line, I have some little nodes. If I take this node and I stretch it to here, you will see that looks much better. I can do the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one over a little bit to the right because I don't want them directly in alignment. And I'm going to pull this one over to here. So now I can clearly read all of that information. I need to do something similar here. If I click on my garage line, and if you can't hardly see it here, but if you zoom in, there's a little Z that's turned sideways. If I click on that, it automatically drops that one down for me. So again, I'm going to take the top line and I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to bring this one over and make sure it's in alignment. Now I can read all of my information. I need to go in to each one of my elevations and make sure everything can be read. You can see I'm missing a couple here. If I go down here to my reveal hidden items, you can see those items are hidden. So if I select them and I unhide element, then they will come back. So I'm good there, I'm good there. I need to do the same thing here. I'm going to drop that one down, slide it over, slide that over, come down here, slide this one over, slide this one over to the right a little bit, and over this direction until I can read all of them. And I need to go ahead and do that on my south and on my west elevations. But I'm not going to take the time to do that. Once I've done that, I am ready to start on my second floor. Now you need to determine what part of your house has 2 floors. Hopefully you already understand how that works and the relationships between the floors. We've done our perimeter walls to the roof. Our interior walls should be at 9 foot 6. If there's any walls that are continuous up to the other floor, there's one thing we can do. We can copy these. So say for instance this wall here and this wall here both go up on the second floor in the same location because of the stair. So what I can do is I can click on one of them, hold down the control key, and I can go to my clipboard and I can go to copy to clipboard. So then if I go to my second floor plan, right now I can see what's down below. So I'm going to leave that on like it is. Then I'm going to go to modify and I'm going to go to paste and I'm going to do align to selected levels. And you can see I can pick my second floor and I can say okay. and now those walls have been added. So they're in the exact same location. I can do the same thing for windows. If I have these windows here and I want them to be on my second floor, if I select them and I go to copy, I go to my second floor and I go to paste and I do align to selected levels and I pick second floor again, you'll see those windows are placed exactly in the same location, same height, everything as they were in my first floor. So that's a really good way to do things. So I'm working on my second floor. I know over here I'm probably going to have a wall. This wall here is partially going to be an interior and an exterior wall because I'm only going to have one level here. So for what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the exterior wall, and I'm going to add it from here to here, and hopefully if I put it on fine, and of course I have it backwards, so I need to switch that around, and I want those two walls. So now if I go and I do my 3D view and I go over here to my garage, on my first level my wall comes up to here and my second level starts here. So on this wall here, I'm going to go ahead and take it up to my second level. That way I have the wall in place. When I come in and do my roof, I can modify this wall more, move this one up, move this one down, etc. So in this case, because these are only going to be one level, I'm going to select these walls and I'm going to just take them up to the second floor because that is a good place for the roof for that area to be. So that kind of takes care of that. So now when I put my roof on here, I will see exterior wall and not interior wall, but on the inside it's all continuous wall. I want to remind you that you can hide elements in your views. If I want to turn this wall off, if I right click on it, I can do hide in view, and I can either do element, which would be only that wall, or if I do category, it's going to hide all the walls. So if I were to do that, you see all of my walls went away. To get those back on, I come down here to the light bulb, and again I can pick that and I can do unhide category up here and close that, and then my walls will all come back. So that is a very nice tool, especially if you're trying to look at something and something is away, you can just hide it to do that. Something else I want to talk about just briefly, over here in the bottom left hand corner is your view scale. This is where we set our scales for what we want our drawings to be at. You'll notice I set that to 1/8 inch scale. The text size here automatically changed. If I go back to 1/4 inch scale, you see things changed again. This is a very nice feature of Revit that works really nicely, much better than AutoCAD. The other thing is I can still see my first floor down below here. Once I kind of get the things that need to align placed in here, I may not want to see my second floor. It makes it too busy. So if I come over here, I have something called underlay, and right now it's set to first floor. If I want this to be set to none and say apply, then I'm only going to see my second floor. So from here, you're going to continue with your assignment. You're going to add the rest of the interior walls for your second floor. You need to work with your stairs. You will not have a floor at this point, so keep in mind where the floor is actually going to go. You're going to add doors, openings, and windows. Now we need to really start looking at the exterior elevations and what kind of windows we want. Again, don't get caught up in finishes. We will deal with that later. If you have bedrooms on this floor, you have to have a full bath. If you just have spaces on this floor, you at least have to have a powder room. And you need to fill in all of the spaces with some type of furniture. Once you have completed this assignment, you are to submit your Revit file and a PDF of the second floor plan with your infill Also, make sure your drawing file and PDF are in the proper folder in your OneDrive in case I have an issue and need to locate them. This concludes the video on the second floor plan. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. In the next section of the project, we will work on the basement plan.